boots on, man. Hey. Hey. Chill. Hello. Welcome to my tube, my tiny little tube. I gotta take off my boots. There's so much to them. I'm so happy to have them back, though. I ain't complaining, don't get me wrong. Did I say my name's Marge? I'm welcome, path. I just like having these little talks the way I feel about things. Mom's hanging out behind my toe. Everybody's good. I don't like setting times for these because I don't like being late. Easy! Easy! And everybody's all fired up. Stop! I want to talk! Bratty Brattertons. Okay, there's one. Whew, these are my favorite. These are cool boots. My old Flightline boots. My old Air Force boots. They work good for walking dogs in the snow. Although they are a little slickery on the bottom. Tucker. So are people having a hard time with the fourth dimension? You know, where they get to choose if they're going to stay in the 3D Earth or transition off to rectify the shadows in themselves and stop seeing the shadow and everything else that they meet, looking and identifying things as evil because all you are doing is mirroring back what you got in you. I went through it was the weirdest situation where I came from, man. These people kept freaking treating me and Mom like we were possessed, like we were had demons attached to us. They straight up talked about how let him have it. You always get the unicorn. She's concerned because he has the unicorn, and that is her preferred toy. And she do not like it. Huh. She says, no, if you ask me, I tell you the same answer every time. And no, I do not like that he is in my toy regions. Want the other one? No. You want the bulldozer? No. You want the unicorn? Absolutely. Yes, please, and thank you. So, I mean, they straight up talked about how, a Native American woman freaking released, hundreds of spirits out the back spirit gate, you know. But me and Mom are the ones bringing ooga boogas from Oregon, right? I ain't never been saged so much. We got saged. Where they would freaking just and then they would burn it, and it was just I always understood people would kind of let it go around, set a positive intention or prayer, whatever you want to call it, but they just freaking straight up let it burn, open windows, you know. But I guess that's what homeschooling in Alaska gets you. Yeah, and the way, man, that's the thing is you can talk to people however you want. There's a consequence. There's a vibrational frequency related to behavior. So when you freaking are nasty to people, that should come back to you. And it was man, that was a lesson for me to keep my mouth closed and turn the other cheek and all that stuff. Because I'm Aries Sun, Scorpio, Moon, Cancer, Rising. That is not the first, second, or third reaction for any of those signs. Is to just keep the peace, you know. But that's my lesson, because I don't want to live in the 3D Earth. I don't want to live in leaf blower, where the leaf blowers live. You know, I don't want to live. I want to live where people are kind to people, not belittle people and make uncomfortable situations harder just because they can, because they are tiny, small, little beings, and they don't recognize the actual power that they have. And what you throw back comes back to you. What you throw out comes back to you, you know. So, and these are the lessons that people are quickly learning. I was listening to Marge astrology this morning. You know, she's talking about the archons and whatnot. And it's just everybody gets to eat the apple, because some of us, she got her toy, Benny dropped it, and she walked around the long way and grabbed it. Now she's going to take it in the other room and be like, peace out, y'all. Peace out, y'all. Peace out, y'all. And there she goes. Enjoy, love nugget. Love you. You're my heart, lunatico. She wiggles and she waggles. Small, she took her toy into the other room, far away from Binner Man. Oh, come here, Benny. Say hi. It said, oh, do not step on me, Benny. You hurt my guts. I had the worst heartburn last night. And I think it was God reminding me of, like, that's what happens. Because I've been like, God, it would be so fun to get just wasted drunk. Because I like to drink. But I also know the energies are so potential potent right now that they're designed for people who like to drink. But it's so bad. It's so bad right now. Because bad intentions are flying around like crazy. People have so many bad intentions, just ill will posed on people because not enough people are praying for other people and wanting better things for them. They're too busy being butthurt and mad and just like, oh, I wish this bad thing and that bad. And there's too many bad things wishing around. So the way I see it is, now is the next year. Get ready for the playing field to be level because the nefariousness has always existed. There's just so many people that are like, that ain't true, that ain't happened, that ain't real, that's not real. Because, they benefit. They somehow benefit, but this stuff exists. And so everybody gets to see that this stuff really exists. Whatever it is for your own spiritual path and your own, whatever 6-10 days of darkness, that I've been taught. They talk about it every year. It depending on who you listen to. It's a time to go within. Now we're in Capricorn season. Every season has a reason, and people still ain't getting it right. You're supposed to have every opportunity to get closer to spirit. The older you get, and so when you evolve and you take that last breath, you go back to source. But so many people have living for money, property, prestige, all this ego stuff, this chasing sensations and just getting it to get it and just harming people and hindering people and just being obtrusive, all that stuff. Put me in any situation. I'll show you the person in the power play. The people that like the power play, that just like to make people puppet dance, and there's ultimately, I always like try and think, because I think in hierarchical terms. I'm in IT by profession and went to college for all that, so I think there's always somebody at a level higher. There's always a higher pay grade. So I'm like, the world is the way it is because somebody somewhere wants it that way, right? But they don't know what we got is we got collective consciousness. So the more people start focusing on a higher reality, the more people will back away from the freaking mental midgetry that they've been succumbing to for years and years by just believing these dialogues of what they've been told. Have you been good this year? Have you been naughty or nice? Everybody's naughty and nice. What are you more of? And the demons are flying around. And a demon is just like freaking being curt or saying that spiteful thing instead of that just having discipline and discernment to just keep your mouth closed. A lot of people ain't never heard of that. Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? Oftentimes people just have to say things because it's their truth, but the truth of the reality is what you are saying is causing harm in a lower vibrational frequency that adds to the collective. So it's ding for the Lucy Fairy Tale Theater, another mark on the tally mark for the low vibe side, the no vibe side. I can't believe the way those people, I would, Man, I go back and forth with that. There by the grace of God if I had an ego, just did whatever I wanted, that's what I would still be doing. I'd still be saying things that were very harmful to others. But that's the thing is, you release and let go. Let God, and I live in such a autonomous reality, where people should just self-govern. I forget that there's people that don't self-govern and that they do terrible, disgusting things in the spirit of non-governance, of self-governance. And these are the people that are in charge of our society right now. Things are gonna get. It's gonna be a long, hard winter. I haven't said it in a while, but spring's gonna be sprung because people, as a collective, it's what the astrology is seeing is that there is no larger entity, you know, on this earth that is gonna collectively help mankind. They aren't about collecting. They're about collecting data, and they're about collecting resources and money ain't even real. There's no spirit in money. There's very little spirit in money. Very little spirit. Because look at all the people that have all the money, then there's still the crack society keep getting wider, you know. That's not the spirit. Now, people were paying it all forward. Next trip I take into town, I'm going to report next of what I'm going to do. I'm going to go at AutoZone. I'm going to go to AutoZone. I'm going to buy a battery. And I'm going to tell the people, give them my business card and my video, and it's for the next person that comes in and buys a battery and asks if there's a veteran discount. Or I think I'm going to open it up to a single mom too, because they are near and dear to my heart, because my mom was a single mom. And if there were people that would have done that, you know, it's just because in my mind, if I can buy them a battery, then they can spend that $120, which batteries are. In this day and age, it's a crock. It's all a crock. And then they can spend that on a good meal or two, you know. So, because that's what I think this season is about. And I like to carry this season in my heart all year round. All year round. I'm always like, how, you know, how can I try to accentuate into every situation positivity. I don't always do that because I'm a human being. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Nonetheless, I still dip into that human side, my ego, you know. And then I reap what I sow. So then I learn, okay, next time I go out, you know, are we going to be kind and loving in every situation? Because I don't always want to be kind and loving. I don't want to. I just want to get through. I get to go to the DMV. I talk about the DMV a lot, about how that's like, I think a lot of Capricorns unbalanced work in the DMV, and they just, oh, maybe I'll help you, maybe I won't. They just like to put people through like human chains, you know? And it's just like, I'm going to make an appointment. I got a passport. I got things I need. It's just the utility thing is iffy. It's just all, one thing is contingent on another, and I hate that, those like life 3D puzzles and bullshits. Oh, I saw Kijin. She was on earlier. I wanted to talk to her, pick her brain if she's still around. Maybe she'll see this later. Because I'm thinking about getting an Xbox or a gaming console, and I'm ignorant. I haven't paid attention since I worked at Creighton University in like 2012. I worked at the student service desk, and that was cool. And everyone would talk about, you know, and I would hear on, but that's a long time ago, and there's new consoles. And to give you my background, I ain't never been a gamer. And my speed is, at one time in the early 90s, I'd play Mario 3, and sometimes I could like go through it in like a day and a half, you know. And taking that on LSD, playing Mario 3 on LSD was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. But that's and I just, so nothing serious, nothing crazy. You know, I don't like to like kill people and stuff. I was a part of that in Operation Iraqi bullshit. I saw what it really does to people, so I don't like to play that. I don't like to bring my entertainment, you know, things that wouldn't do in real life, and I'm not a believer in harming people. I am a believer in self-defense. There's so many demonic people right now. And that's the thing, is people don't realize that, dude, demons and all that stuff, they're just like a bad mood that attaches to you that never leaves. That's all it can be. That like ties a behavior to you that just makes you just feel bad. And there's a way to exercise all these things. Exercise. exercise, getting your yayas out, raising your vibrational frequency to a higher level out of that low vibe, you know, so you can feel love. That's one of my biggest life challenges is being okay and comfortable with the vibrational frequency of love, because I never did for years. Or it was always tied to conditions which made my wiring go, this does not compute, because of unconditional love and all that bullshit. But every love has conditions on it, I've come to find. Huh. If we're lucky, we can find sources to get it without conditions, but that's the thing. That's why mine are little ornery little turds, because they're just animals, And I try to get them to act how I want them to act when every chance I get. And guess what? They are free, autonomous souls and beings, and they don't. And Benny, Bad Rat Benny Marge, he's a good boy. Got eye boogers. Got eye snot. He said, get out of his ear. It ain't that kind of party. Huh. So they're getting comfortable. They're getting happy. So are people coming in, the next whatever you're sick. Depends on the time of season. I've had my days of darkness. I've had my shadow night, It's energy. You go through hard times and you go through times that are less hard, Hopefully you got some people to go through these situations with. I've seen a lot of people like on Instacrop and stuff like that. People, cause I don't follow a lot of people, but like there's random deaths. People are losing their parents unexpectedly, and this is a huge portal for people because we need love. We need love on the other side, and we need sentiment, and we need tradition, and we need to capture history, to seal and appreciate the present moment so we can solidify a more positive future. And that's how time works, is appreciating all times and doing things today. I think about that often, about how cool that is. I'm doing videos, wonder one day I'm going to take my last breath, go out into cosmos, solar system, and then reincarnate, and I'm wondering if I'm going to recognize myself on these videos, like somehow come across my videos to be like, hey, that feels like me in a previous incarnation. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I am you and you are me. And I pretty much incarnated as everybody I've ever crossed paths with. That's why I come to the conclusions how important it is to be good to people that you come across, because next incarnate I could be them, and then I can't be yelling at me like a crazy person. That ain't love. That ain't bringing the love, And people that think too much love do not. There's so much darkness and so much shadow that is going to be revealed right now that people are really going to lose their shit. More so. I know I keep saying that, but it's just like more and more and more. Like January, it's bigger. And people are going to outwardly act because they are not going to know what to do with the emotions inwardly, with the reality of what they're being told. And to me, it's all reindeer games. It's all made up storyline bullshit, So me and Mom, we're in a good place. We got pretty views. We got Opal Fox's freaking quilt. I gotta go do laundry here pretty quick. Oh, it's the weekend. I'll probably not do it on the weekend. Is it the weekend? It is Saturday. When is the star thing? Tomorrow? Baby Jesus is coming back. People are going to wake up and they're going to be like, I want to be like baby Jesus and be kind and loving to everybody I meet. And then some people are like, fuck that. I can make a lot more money being a slimeball opportunist, where I could just go after what I want and chase my own sensations and blah, 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 blah. But there's very little spirit in that. People are, it's going to get so good. I'm just going to hang out, stay home, make cookies and butter and stuff like that. On Tata. Hang out with my DOGs. He had a little freaking grouch in him last night. He had a grimly grouch in him at bedtime. He just had the gurrs. He had the gurrs. Oh, we had to exercise him and just give him love and blast that crabby out of him, huh? That's what we had to do. You got bedtime. Yep. He gets so territorial. Watch, I'll stop and then he'll. You gonna do it? You're gonna not. You're gonna make me look like a liar? Nope. Yep. He said, you're not done. Okay, Tuck. You're not done, Tuck. You're not done. You're not done. Anyway, who's in the talkie room? We got people in the talkie room. I almost want breakfast, but I've been eating so freaking much lately. Hi, divided we fall. Yeah, angelic possession. That's the thing, is people have denied the demonic, so the demonic are free to go around wherever they want. I think that's what happens at like 2 o'clock, 2:30 when people wake up in the middle of the night. I told Mom that this morning. I was like, I woke up this morning, I had anxiety and fear, and I know it wasn't my anxiety and fear. That it was like bad intentions. People can freaking want ill will on you. That's why I wake up, I try to bring the presence of God with me into my consciousness when I wake up. Just be like, all right, God, armor of God, protection, wrap it up, wrap me up right now, let's do this. Let's rise above it. Let's see if you can't give me the strength to rise above it today. Give them the opportunity. So, what? Well, and that can just be like, that's in every situation. That's with thoughts, because, yeah, it counts when you think things too. It counts less when you act them out, or more when you act them out. But, sometimes I think people think things and they're just like, in the moment. But there's so many people that because they don't have a discipline, they don't have a spiritual practice or a discernment of withholding, that's what we're seeing a lot of is people are making they're going to do a lot of stuff that they never thought that they could do, and they're going to freak themselves out that they got that in them, but everybody's got shadow in them. They just have been freaking denying it. They've been denying it for ever. So when people deny stuff, what denies grows. I came across my talk. Look at this. This is funny. Foxhall speakers meeting. I think that Dicob is still in business. That was all weird to me. October 7th, 2012, 8 years ago. The Foxhall group. I did have my talk on cassette talk too of recovery. That's the thing, is I want to help people recover, and they can determine whatever they want to recover from. It's like I want to help people. Like, I keep picturing what is that Tattoo the Plane Fantasy Island, where people can come and just absolve their hurts and live free for the rest of their life. Because, hey, if you think that you're a piece of shit for things that you've done and behaviors that you've been a part of and stuff like that, there's always somebody that's been done worse than you. There's always, and I know them. And they don't judge themselves, and they're going on and continuing a life, living happy, joyous, and free. How many, then I think about, well, if people start forgiving themselves more for their behavior, that might trickle out into society too. Things might lighten up. There's all kinds of things that we can do as individuals to lighten up society. And for me, that's when I go out in the world and I'm just trying to add to a situation and not be a dick. That is my greatest contribution to the world, because there's so many people that can't do that. They can't. They gotta go out. They gotta stir the pot. Because they feel small. They feel tiny. And I know, because I've been that tiny, small feeling person before. And I just live with a couple of stellar examples for the last few weeks, because almost 2 months, man. Projection much? Oh my gosh. I mean, it, because, like, people that are fearful have to control everything around them. including the amount of toilet paper that you get to use. Oh, Mom's snoozing over there. We haven't squared away this sleeping thing part yet. We're sorting it out, because sometimes she likes to sleep in the chair, but that's not always good for her. You know, but she's also a grown-ass woman, so... I mean, I give her options, and then sometimes she takes them, sometimes she doesn't. What do we do? So, I do believe that people are coming into their shadows. They're like, oh my God, I'm not really as great as maybe I thought I was, you know? But that's okay. That's okay, because we're spirit. We're just having a human experience. And just because I act some kind of way today, doesn't mean I gotta act that way in the next moment. You know, we always have a choice. Is what I say, think, act, do, is it coming from a place of love, or is it coming from a place of fear? And most of the time, I can honestly say that I'm coming from a place of love. Although, I still come from fear. And that's when I get spiteful, that's when I can get condescending, that's when I can just be a dick. Just ugly, as my grandma used to say. Don't be ugly. I know what ugly is now. You know, 'cause people have different words for different things, and so a lot of times the words would mean something to me, and then other people use the same words, like love. They say I love you. It's just like, oh, does that mean you're gonna talk trash about me and be a dick at every opportunity you get? You know? And then some people get that as their frame of reference, and then it's just like they look for every asshole that's gonna say I love you, because it matches with that early programming. So people are resetting their program right now, because they're not doing what they're always told, because their schedules are different, their patterns are changing, and technology is only going to become less reliable. Yeah, it might become more reliable one day, but that day ain't today, because the profiteers are still profiteering from using all the bandwidth that we aren't allowed to use, and using all the modern technologies that we aren't allowed to use. See, it's all... the way I look at it is the world is going to be as open and as free as I am in my own heart. And how open and free am I willing to be? You know, and how can I match that with other people that I connect with on the interweb? You know? Was that Cat?
Yeah.
Is Cat running around?
Yeah.
Or is he still in the... I don't know if that was Cat or not. I kind of feel like waffles today.
Oh, that sounds good.
Waffles and bacon.
It's waffles.
Just waffles. Mom doesn't like bacon and stuff, but I'm kind of going through and my body needs protein right now. But my heart does. It hates the freaking oil. Oh God, I had the worst heartburn last night. It woke me up. Oh, it was awful. I did not like it. And I know what caused it. And I won't do that again, so.
What caused it?
I think it was the spaghetti sauce. I don't think I can do tomatoes. I think I get too much acid in my body already.
Yeah.
And then there's so much acid from tomatoes. Like, I've tasted ketchup before.
Yeah.
That was it just tasted like acid. It was just disgusting. So it depends on our alchemy and our pH balance and our what we got in us. I'm surprised I don't have ulcers, honestly, because I breathe a lot. I breathe through, you know, I breathe through a lot, so I don't freaking internalize that frustration or anger or whatever it is that I'm experiencing. I ordered myself some new headphones from my PayPal account. People donate to PayPal, and then it's just like I buy random stuff, and it's a present I'm buying myself, gifting myself. I'm going back to the original. I found some refurbished. I like buying refurbished shit because it's like they go through everything, and off the manufacturer they don't go through everything, You know, I don't even know if they turned stuff on to see if they works before they put it in the box, but refurbished they do. So I found some refurbished bows over the ear, tiny ones. I had some that got stolen from a kid. I smoked him out, and he freaking grabbed my bag. That's the thing, man. Dastardly, they don't. They'll appreciate. They'll. It makes them feel better if like you're good to somebody, and then they can like be extra sucky to you. Like the detriment is greater. You know. That's the mind of a whatever. I mean, we're outside a bar. They're drinking. Yeah, I'm friends with everybody, and that's why I know what it's like that, to be around people that will rob you, that you're kind to. Strangers, people people that it's weird what people do to relatives that they're related to. It's like they like to cause harm on purpose. And it's harder if you come from a heart space where you don't act like that, where that's not behavior that you're inclined to. I've been hurt so much in my life that the idea of causing harm to another person hurts me. It does. And so I can't hurt people. And the older I get, it's like, and if I want to, I'm Scorpio moon, I want to freaking strike back and freaking put people in their place and, freaking shove them through walls and freaking, in my mind, freaking bash them upset with this cast iron skillet or whatever, You don't ever act like that. And there's people that don't have the whatever to stop themselves. And that's what we're seeing. And people don't recognize I'm in love with the stripper, T-Pain. That's a good song. I like it. And when people talk about this stuff, talk about it, you shouldn't be freaking penalized for talking about and having emotions and feelings and stuff like that. And people have for all this time. It's like, but there's the storyline of the control freaks, man. A control freak is weird to me. Someone that has to have. I don't want to run anything. I don't want to designate anything. I want to let the dogs out when they tell me they go out. Well, I don't want to control anything. And I grew up in an environment where I was controlled. I was listening to Molly McCord, and she was talking about these two case studies of one guy whose dad was absentee, and then the other one, the mom was really controlling. Mom had to be really controlled. Mom was really controlling. She had to be in a lot of areas. And so I can't think of anybody that was a better mom to me. Because she came across people, she had people, earth angels in her life that just let, in some areas I got to just be me. Because in every part of society, whenever I'd have to go into society, I would have to subdue me or act a way that wasn't comfortable to me. And I couldn't question the things that I was experiencing that didn't make sense because, well, they're just stupid. And once I really started to see it when I went into the military, and I just started seeing, oh, this is just all a business. It's all a club for like a group that can designate, because they can say, oh yeah, well, you can come in, or no, we don't want you. And I believe it's determined on what's in your blood. Maps, they got your blood. They know who you're related to, all that stuff. From birth. People have been tracking our algorithms of our related to our social security number, My data print is large, and I still can't find me on Google. My data print is huge. I have accounts for every, maybe not every, but like whenever somebody tells me about a new social media platform, I go and register. Might not actively do anything on it, but I register. And I've had security clearances all the way up to top secret. I only had top secret for a couple weeks because it was just secret for Flightline, but for a few weeks I had top secret. So I don't know, to somebody that means something to somebody, and somebody allowed it to happen. So, I don't know. The world has changed so much since then. But it's all a story. It's all a reindeer games. It's all storylines of who's in charge and how they feel that day. And, you know, and are people going to be able to live comfortably and free even if they're told that they can't? Because up until now they haven't. People just complain, just complain. We started to watch Wall-E yesterday, and I'm like, Mom, that's kind of how the world has gotten right now. They want to go live in Mars because they're freaking trashing the Earth. Still, we watch Big Fish. I like that one a lot. That one's a good one. I have so many DVDs. I got a lot of DVDs. That's the thing is that in your 10 days, 6 days, whatever, darkness, we got all kinds of DVDs. I'm sure that there's a generator around here I could find, whatever. You just got to make do with what you got and be comfortable with whatever you got, and I knew this was going to be a long, hard winter. Spring's going to be sprung. But now we're just in a cozy, warm place and got plenty to eat. More than our share. Got the dogs are cozy. Artie's in his he loves his new coat, his new old coat. I've had this coat. It used to be Arthur Boo's for 20 years or so. I must have had this thing, and I just always kept it along, kept it. Put it on Artie a couple days ago or yesterday, something, and
He likes it.
he freaking just loves it. It's like
He's proud of it.
he's very proud of it, He's very proud of it. And Cats just loves it. Everybody's unwinding. Because my astrology freaking just had me go through some freaking very challenging times. And it was a lesson, I believe, a test to see if I'm going to, allow somebody to get my goat. If I'm going to rise above it. And I think I did a pretty good job about that. So it's just weird. I don't really know what's going on the earth and the world these days. Because a lot of the stuff they say ain't true anyway. But let's see. Even in Facebook. I don't know. I think a lot of people are coming into their love. Besides, a guy I saw because a buddy of mine was posted about Star Wars. And that is Star Wars in every freaking light dark storyline that's ever come in. It's just like, you gonna go to the dark side, which is that ego, money, property, prestige. Where chasing sensations usually catch the ones you want and all that stuff, but there's hell to pay. There's hell to pay with that. You gotta go the easy, slow, faithful way to level up in this video game of life. And the people that take the shortcuts, you might get to the outcome, you might be on the outcome of it and get a lot of stuff what you want, but when people have too much, it's taken away from something else, someplace else in life. It's creating a lack when they do nothing with so much of what they have. That's why I want to give 51% of anything I ever earn. I want to pay that forward because I got nothing but ideas on how to do that. Because there's too many people without a place to live and stuff like that. There's too many empty properties. So, what else is going on in the world today? What else, Tuck? Anything going on in the world? Tuck? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened there. News. Because I just get stuff in the news that tells me, there's an ego story. They're living from their way from ego there. Or there's a heart story, And and then I see these meathead generals. See, military officers, they live in their own little world. And their world is based on information that they're told. It's like higher up, the higher that you get up in any organization, it's just like they're just told storylines of what people want them to believe, and then it's just like they speak on it and endorse or support whatever. But it's a reindeer game. It's all their his rack, all of his ribbons. Look at this guy. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about because I got a bunch of ribbons on my chest. Don't talk to my kids or my wife about my character, though, because they'll tell you what a piece of shit dirtbag I really am and how I probably like to wear dresses. You know, it's all American Beauty, baby. Hey, I was ignorant too. And then I was told about in the early 96 or mid 90s about, oh, gain away. Ladies, all your husbands that like don't mind going to deploy, that volunteer to deploy, there's a reason why they're probably a bottom. Anyway, it's weird. But more, maybe people will start living in more as who they are and the truth of who they are, and then maybe we'll live on a planet where there's more truth freaking flying around and not this bullshit narrative, you know. Wouldn't that be cool if you could talk to people how you really wanted to? Without being ugly and mean, you know? If people talked about their feelings and their... It's like, listen, I'm fearful right now because of this exchange, because these are all the things that are contingent on this exchange, you know? And then the person that's helping you is just like, it's, oh, okay, well, let's see what I can do to help you, you know? Instead of, let's see how I can hinder you and ruin your day because my wife hasn't wanted to have sex with me in weeks and weeks. Because I drank too much, you know, and people are going to start looking at how their behavior actually guides and dictates their life, and that people don't like that because they don't want to be accountable and responsible for themselves. That ain't fun to do. That ain't fun to do. It's easier to, like, be a victim and oh, I want to say this. I was reminded when I had my appendix out, I did have other visitors come and visit me. There's a group that came and visited me. I forgot. I was reminded. I remember Kazera Schreiber because the doctor said I couldn't leave until I farted or something because I had my appendix out. And we went downstairs and I smoked a cigarette. I remember that. Right. So I stand corrected. So I'm not playing a victim by forgetting things. I appreciate the reminder. It was from the Oregon landlord. Wouldn't even bother calling the city about the whole water situation, and that was in a current deal, you know. So whatever, you know, that's the thing is you have exchanges with people, and I try and see the positive in everybody, even in myself, but sometimes it's to a detriment, you know, because sometimes that shadow comes around and freaking smacks you upside the head. Right? So I'm going to meditate today because I haven't meditated in a while, a couple days. And it's definitely, the energies are for it. They're prominent for meditate state, you know? Because people are just, there's so much unrest. There's so much kinetic energy. Like, you can see it. Like, if you have a fuzzy blanket and stuff like that, you can look at all the static, like, when it's dark. You can see the electricity that is going through blankets, and like I just keep zapping the dogs keep zapping me, you know. Everybody's fire, and people aren't staying grounded, man. It's potential. There's a lot of potential there for spark and frickin' ignition, stuff like that. So try and do things to keep your energy field grounded and clear. And I'm excited because it hasn't been too long ago since I re-Hulu'd, because on the 26th is Letterkenny's night season. I freaking love that. That's all the holiday season I need is there's a few episodes of Letterkenny. I freaking love that show, man. The word whimsy. I love I love it. And there's still creativity out there in the world. There's still creative thought, and it's still making its way back to me. Maybe I should go back and watch the rest of the seasons, but I always get excited for new stuff, you know. I don't watch a lot of TV. There's not a lot of shows. The world's changed. The world's different, and and yeah, I'm not really in alignment with the people that are producing things that they put out there. You know, there was a show, American Housewives. I thought it was interesting that the daughter in the show quit right after one of the main character, one of her best friends, quit the show because of a toxic work environment. And that's the thing; people can't hide who they are anymore. People can't hide, and the fakers, the control freaks, you know, the real ones that act like you're nice, but just always try and guide and manipulate people with your sweetness and your attention diversion to get them how to act and talk how you want and live and if you could just do this and if you could just do that, that would be great. And if you could do me a favor, and it's just like people. There's so many people on the planet that live in that just are live to get people to act how they want them to act. It's so weird. I actually got freaking where we just were. I had that freaking. It was after the contributor donated to the channel, helped me and mom move. She was like, "Now I know you got money. I should just put you out on the street. You just go stay in a hotel and let the dog stay in the truck. I don't even care." I mean, it's just like the way people that think that they can talk to other people. It is just gross. And all I'm saying is just thinking is just like, man, they really hate themselves. Because if they really love themselves and cared about themselves, what they would recognize is what they're saying that to themselves. Whatever we say, we're saying it to us too. Because we're all connected, you know? And are people going to come into their forgiveness of forgiving people and loving people, meeting people with love that they think that smell bad? Or don't, you know, have the same beliefs? Because it hasn't happened yet. I mean, look at the world is more divided than it's ever been. Ever. Because the technology exists because we're living it. And the technology exists that everybody could be connecting in love, and they ain't connecting in love. It's all division. And I think divided we falls lives too. You know. Things tear down from the inside, man. Because it's from the inside that we perceive our reality. And there's so many people that are afraid because they do shit. They're afraid that everybody's going to do them the things that they're thinking to do to everybody else. And then because they're freaking shysters. And that brings for a real fearful reality. Pretty much. What do you think about that, Ma?
That's well done.
I think I should stop talking.